Welcome to your Mars in Taurus 6 week forecast for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. From May the 18th through to June the 28th, Mars, your traditional ruler and the planet of action, moves through the Earth sign of Taurus. We can talk about this generally, but what will it mean for you personally? I'm sharing on screen your event chart, Scorpio, and all the other planetary influences. I'll unpack that for you, and also two upcoming influences. Through the last 10 days of May, your two rulers go into powerful conflict, and that could be challenging. But through the last week of June, there's a brilliant link between Mars and Jupiter, the planet of fortune, which could be absolutely fantastic. By the end of the video, you'll have a clear understanding what's in store in terms of your energy, work, relationships, or finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. The sign of Taurus is very much about foundations. It's earthy, it's ruled by the sensual Venus, and also it gives us an appreciation of our values, self-worth, but also our approach to everyday finances. Mars for you in this part of your chart is on your seventh house cusp. Now, the seventh house, where you've just had that wonderful new moon in Taurus, is very much about where you can collaborate. It's about the give and take of life. It can be about relationships, but it can be where we need to be firmer on our boundaries and sometimes even come into a competitive mode when we take on our rivals. So what will it mean for you? Well, Mars here can certainly give you a greater desire to bring some passion to your connections to others. So if you're single, the next 6 weeks could be quite exciting as far as relationships are concerned if you're proactive. If you're in an existing relationship and it's going well, the fact that Mars forges a near perfect link to Venus, just on the edge of moving into your ninth house, which can be about travel and new experiences, suggests that if you and your partner can reinvigorate the tie by doing things more spontaneously over this next few weeks, that is going to be a very positive thing to do. But Mars here can also be where you do need to set your boundaries. The seventh house is where we're wanting to find that balance between what we need, what we're prepared to give, but also what other people want from us. And Mars is a more vigorous energy. Of course, it can be about being assertive, can be about being a bit more forceful, but actually in the sign of Taurus, Mars appreciates consistency. So it can be very stable. The thing to watch is that Mars in Taurus, it's a fixed sign, so Mars can be a bit stubborn. So if you do experience a situation where you and someone else see things very differently, which could show up through the last 10 days of May when your two rulers come into a square, Mars moves forwards, clashes with Pluto in that fourth house of deep emotions. It may be a family relationship, it may be with a partner, and there could be a bit of a push or pull between different things or competing energies between you. However, right back to the start of this journey, if we look at the role of Venus, she is in a lovely conjunction with the moon, but in the eighth house, which does have an echo of the energies of your sign. But that's really, really lovely. So if you are wanting in a heartfelt way to have connection, why not? Then that aspect alone can be very positive. But then Venus moves into the ninth house, and the ninth house can be about our higher truth. So if you are in a relationship which you're not completely happy with, Venus there can give you the desire to get clarity. But if you are getting on pretty well, a great way to work together, collaborate, is by opening up your world. And one of the best ways to do that is to be more spontaneous, whether it's getting out into the great outdoors for a walk, or it is booking a last minute trip, going away, and that can be very exciting for you both. But if you're single and you're wanting to meet someone new and you get through to the first week of June, just know that Venus is going to come into a conjunction with Jupiter, the planet of fortune, in that ninth house. So if you can connect with people, widen your social interaction, do so. And if you are holidaying, even with a group of friends, you could have a magical connection around about the 9th of June. Now, what about from your long-term financial perspective? Taurus is very much about that. Well, this suggests there is the potential for partnership. If partnership is something you feel comfortable about, the fact that Mercury, the planet of marketing, is in a conjunction with Uranus, the planet of innovation, suggests that an opportunity to collaborate with someone could come out of the ether at speed. You may be needed to make a snap decision, but know the sun is moving into this area too on the 21st of May and linking an exact conjunction with Uranus for the first time in 78 years on the 22nd of the month. And that could be a time when suddenly you get an offer that's really exciting, but it may require a give and take. And one of the things that Mars just reminds you of is being very clear about the terms of reference. As long as you mark out exactly what you're open to and what you're not, it's got a much greater chance of success. Now, I'm going to just tell you about the aspect at the end of June. So what happens is Venus is moving forwards. It leaves the sign of Cancer on the 14th of June and moves into Leo, which can be very good for your career, brings an extra dimension and puts you in the spotlight in a particularly very powerful way. You can use your powers of persuasion very skillfully then. But what we do have is Mars moving to be about where the sun is here towards the end of June and links fabulously well with Jupiter. When Mars and Jupiter are in positive relationships, there is a sense that nothing can prevent us from making progress. So whether it is in a business situation, whether it's with a friend, whether it's romantically, if you're aligned with someone and it's going well, a lot of drama can bring the cosmic curtain down on June, but the chances are you will be doing something that just creates so much excitement. And I think one of the ways to achieve that will be through travel. And what about summarizing those four areas? Now, that's in terms of your energy, work, relationships, and finances. I'll do that next, but just to say, I've slashed the price of my personal horoscope reports. You can now get 3 for the price of 1. The one you pay for is your life roadmap. This helps us to understand the patterns that are played out in our lives, get a more intimate understanding of them, and how to work with those energies better future forwards. The free charts is your 12 months transit forecast, but your draconic soul karmic analysis. That looks at astrology in a very different way. In your natal chart, if you have your North Node, not late in Pisces or early in Aries, your draconic chart can look very different indeed. It's a different way of embracing astrology, but it's very profound. That's 3 for the price of 1. Please see the link below for more. If you've yet to watch your May monthly forecast, that's on the screen. Yet to watch that Uranus 78-year solar return Cazimi on the screen. Like to work with me directly? Absolute pleasure. I work with people the world over. Please see my link below and my testimonials. And if you've yet to sign up for your free daily horoscope, take advantage, getting your early day celestial pit stop, please do that below too. So to summarize, when it comes to relationships, if you're in a relationship where there is a good give and take, I think the connection between you can strengthen over these next 6 weeks, particularly if you can do things together that break out of your normal routines. If you do meet someone or you're discussing a business deal, don't be too much minded to lean into their needs. Be clear about what you need and what you're prepared to give. It will work better for you. When it comes to a relationship that's ongoing, if there is a lot of intense emotional energy and you do feel that you're always batting away some kind of challenge, you may really rethink whether you want to be in it through the last 10 days of May. And there is the potential that you may suddenly want to completely break free. In terms of your energy, Saturn and Neptune continue in your sixth house, which is to do with the physical vitality. So this is going to be a continuing theme as far as Saturn's concerned for the next 2 years, but greater discipline is going to be needed. One of the things I like with Mars in the seventh house, however, if you want to get fitter, one of the best ways to do that is a direct sport like badminton, squash, table tennis, tennis, where you've got a direct opponent, because the competitive nature of Mars on that seventh house works very well. But of course, we can compete with ourselves. A lot of people I see running around looking at their watches when they're running. I used to run, and I used to do that too. But now I just think enjoy the countryside, enjoy the environment, just enjoy being free. But whatever it is for you, you can certainly test yourself out and help yourself get fitter. Now, in terms of finance, the eighth house energy can be about that, but the sign of Taurus can be about it too. So partnership could work well, but it needs to be the right one. But when it comes to making the most of your resources, thinking fresh outside the box, very important. And if you are single, the best way to meet someone, I think, is getting involved with some kind of interest, whether it is a history or group or a book club, uh, getting out in the great outdoor, anything you can to socialize more could be very constructive for you in the first week of June. Thank you so much for joining me. All the best, and look forward to seeing you again soon.